is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
There he is, Marcel Louis-Jacques. How you doing, bro? What's the cartoons in the back? What's the deal there? What's the story behind that frame? Yeah.
I actually found it at Ross. You know, it was funny and oddly enough, found it at Ross.
I thought you were supposed to dress for less there, not to buy frames.
Look, man, all I know is I saw it. It's not only colorful, but I'm not going to call myself a huge comic book fan, but I like the Marvel movies. I like the superheroes, and I like the aesthetic. Plus, it's like it's long. You know what I mean? It's long and narrow, so like it fits these weird spots of your wall perfectly. Right. But yeah, man, I've had this thing for probably it's got to be 5 years now. So, but yeah, I got a little Captain America. I think the Hulk's on there. Iron Man.
What's your favorite? What's your favorite superhero?
Favorite superhero. That's tough, man. That's tough. I can give you like a Mount Rushmore of Black Panther, Spider-Man, Captain America, and probably Iron Man. That's all. That's the best I can do. That's the best. That's fine.
That's fine. I'm a Spider-Man guy with no hesitation. A Spider-Man guy from the get-go. So I get you. If you want to have multiple superheroes, that's nothing wrong with that. Is Mike McDaniel being a superhero when it comes to building relationships?
You know, it's kind of funny that he had this quip. It came out very dry, so when you read the quote, it might not be as funny as when you heard him say it. But he's like, yeah, you know, obviously Chris didn't think I was good enough to coach the team as currently constructed, so he kept adding all this talent to it, all these players, all these weapons. But yeah, I think they built a hell of a.
Ooh, he froze. He is frozen. Oh, there we go. He built a hell of after you froze. What?
Track team. You know, 3 guys been clocked at over 21 miles per hour on the field with the ball in their hands. That's impressive. A lot of different weapons that can hurt you. And, you know, now he'll get to, you know, this is more support, I think, on offense than maybe, you know, I don't want to go there, but we're going to go there, than Brian Flores got in a few years. This is, you know, I'm not saying that a Flores coach team and that offensive staff would be any better with this current group of weapons, but I know that they would be better than they were last year. So, you know, but it is what it is, man.
First of all, you have to be smart enough to want to go in that direction. I mean, when you're not smart enough and you want to go in the jabroni brisket direction, I mean, that's not really going to help you. So when you want to put the 3 Stooges as your offensive coordinators, I don't think you're ever going to get there. So, you know, there's a difference between you wish you'd have it or the wherewithal to actually know how to build it. And that's the problem there. Now, let's get away from that silliness there because, you know, flow is flow. But let's bring Flo back into the mix here. And Adam Gase. Because one of the things that I like about what McDaniel is going to give himself a chance to succeed, and since you're a youngin', this actually goes better with you than us older farts. That grumpy old coach that just rips your ass all the time, that doesn't fly with young people anymore, bro. We don't have those ogre coaches anymore. I mean, one guy got kicked out in Jacksonville for kicking a punter. You know what I mean? And for doing a bunch of other things. But what I'm saying is, who kicks a punter? I mean, what coach kicks a punter? Make your kicks and then you kick them? I mean, what the hell is that, dude? So my point is that the league is gone in a different direction, and even with college coaches too. And my point is that I appreciate what McDaniel's doing, not just with Tua, but with all of his players and the front office, because if you want to get the max out of any relationship, and I don't care what it is, you got to nurture it to a certain extent. And so you're going to ask people to do things that aren't easy to do, and you're going to ask them to sacrifice. Well, communicating and connecting with people is one way that it's really going to help. And Adam Gase and Brian Flores both failed to be good communicators with the people around them.
Yeah, and let me add that this is also more support than I think Adam Gase had in his years here as well. Like, this is probably the best collective group of weapons Miami's had. I don't want to say ever, but I mean, on paper, it's about close. But I digress. Yeah.
Well, it's a better front office.
You heard Stephen Ross kind of say ad nauseum during his press conference after Flo was fired that, he wanted to emphasize there wasn't a proper level of communication throughout the organization to compete at a championship level. And it might have been fluff to an extent. Flores' lawsuit will say it was what's the term when you're trying to paint somebody in a bad light?
Well, he did use the angry black man thing. The
lawyer's going to bug me.
Yeah, the lawyer used the
smear
angry
campaign.
Black man. Oh yes,
smear campaign.
Yeah, he did that. Yes, he did use that. But the lawyer did use the angry black man thing. He did use that. By the way, he did use that.
That's real. That is a real stereotype. Yeah. But either way, like, his lawsuit will say it's a smear campaign. Either way, I think he meant it. Like, I think he meant that they need to have better communication from top to bottom. And it seems like so far, like, Mike McDaniel is a good communicator. Him and Chris Greer sat down next to each other a few days ago, looking like old chums, looking like they've been best friends for 30 years. Like, that was the most relaxed, chemistry-filled little press conference that I think I've seen since I've been here. So, and again, we've touched on this a little bit before, that as long as results are there, like, the process doesn't necessarily matter to people. Like, if you want to be goofy and tell sarcastic jokes and wear Yeezys to practice and all of this, as long as these guys know that the product you're putting out and the work you're putting out is going to benefit them, they're not going to bitch and moan. They're not going to cry. They're not going to pout. They're not going to run off and take shots, through the media. Winning cures all, for the most part. Winning cures all. So if they're on the field so far and they see, okay, yeah, I like this system. Okay, yeah, this is playing to my strengths. Oh, he's done his homework on me. He knows how to put me in position to succeed so I can feed my family. Then, yeah, I don't care, man. Tell all the goofy jokes you want. Drink all the milkshakes you want. Wear your red bottoms to practice. I don't care. Like, I know that you're doing this. I know that you're for real. And I think that is more of the shift that we're seeing in kind of today's society. We talk about young people need to be coddled. No, I just need to know that you have my best interest at heart. Beyond that, like, it's whatever from there. Yeah,
no, I'm with you there. Let me ask you, how is McDermott as a coach and a communicator? What are the things that you notice there, and how do you feel he succeeds in communicating with his people, or is he an ogre? I don't know. You tell me. It doesn't look like it, but you tell me.
No, well, the thing that Buffalo loves to preach is you come in here and you be the best version of yourself. And so when you look at that locker room, there's like this motley crew of personalities in there where, like, it's not all a bunch of the same guys. Like, you have some weird guys in that locker room, weird in the most respectful way possible, but like weird as in you wouldn't guess that they would be hanging out outside of a locker room, but it works. I think what they allow people to do is say, like, hey, and mostly a lot of the guys there are on their second chance. They were traded for, they were cut, they were 6th, 7th round picks or undrafted. And so they're saying, you can come be yourself here, but we're going to bring the best out of you. And that kind of ties into what I've been saying, is that as long as the production is there, as long as the end result is there, the process isn't as important. It doesn't have to be so straight and narrow. Like, you can be, he'll crack jokes with guys. I don't think he's necessarily a class clown type of personality. I think that was more Brian Dable than Sean McDermott. But, players are able to talk with Sean. He's fine with us. It just kind of depends on the day. He's fine with the media. But I wouldn't necessarily call him a complete disciplinarian. I think he's a serious guy, but I don't think he's like Brian Flores serious or Bill Belichick serious. I think he's a serious guy in that, like, he's kind of intense, like a lot of defensive-minded football coaches are. He's intense, but approachable if you're a player. And and for the media as well. He's not great in a press conference, but off to the side, he's a guy you can have a conversation with.
Okay. All right. That's cool, because I just think that if he's going to succeed, I think at least he's starting it off the right way, McDaniel, to give himself a chance. The other thing that I think he's also doing is he kind of takes away the fact that, hey, you can't say I didn't listen to you. You can't say I'm not supporting you. You can't say I didn't give you every opportunity, right? I think he's kind of doing that too. Psychologically, he's also setting himself up to that if he has to make a tough decision, he's going to be able to say, well, listen, I was fair with you from the get-go. I told you, what to do, what I expected, and all this kind of stuff. And everything was communicated. So in a way, I think the transparency could also help him even for some of the rougher waters that are for sure going to come up.
Yeah, I think, the fact that the NFL is a business is not going to fool anybody at this stage. Like, a rookie might be surprised by it, but like, they're not going to be offended by business moves in the NFL. So as long as you are transparent and honest with people, then I think you can make those tough decisions without too much, blowback. And so, yeah, I think that as far as I can tell, and as far he's been upfront with players, he's been honest with players. I think he was pretty honest. They were honest with Devontae Parker. I don't think at any point did Devontae Parker think he would be playing for the Miami Dolphins in 2022. So, I mean, that's an example of even when things are tough, like, be like, hey, man, we don't really see you as a fit. We're going to start looking for, we're going to look to move you respectfully. We're going to look to move you. That's all you can ask for. Again, like I said, at the end of the day, it is a business. This isn't, JV football. This isn't high school. There's billions of dollars on the line. And I think that these players, for the most part, understand that.
And, of course, if you want a little edge, you got to go to myedgedrink.com. Delicious, smooth, zero aftertaste. Folks, you can get 10% off your purchase by going to myedgedrink.com. Not only is it the best energy drink on the planet, zero aftertaste, delicious, smooth, okay? But it's also great elixir, so if you want to mix it up with a little vodka, a little rum, it goes absolutely fantastic. Go to myedgedrink.com. And by the way, there's something new coming with Edge. Can't wait to show it off, man. It's actually going to look really, really cool. But go to myedgedrink.com and check it out. All right, Marcel, when we look at the rest of the offseason, are there any moves to be made? I know so many people make up about the whole Dieter thing, and I kind of feel bad for the kid because we make him – not we, but a lot of people make him out to be terrible when he really wasn't terrible. Austin Jackson was terrible. Eichenberg was terrible at times. But so I know that center is one of those positions that's talked about. Anything else that crosses your mind that they need to try to accomplish?
I don't know about need to try to accomplish, but they did have Sony Michel in for a visit, I believe, yesterday. So it looks like they're trying to fill that between the tackles, physical kind of runner. Which they don't necessarily have. I think Mostert can do it. I think Edmonds can do it, but that's not necessarily their forte. I think Malcolm Brown is still on the roster, but his health was unreliable last season, and as a power runner, he's a little unreliable. I think he kind of dances too much. They're looking for a more efficient guy between the tackles. I think Michel had a great stretch or a great run down the stretch for the LA Rams en route to their Super Bowl win last year.
He just can't stay healthy.
I don't think
that's my problem with Sony Michel. He can play, but he can't stay healthy, dude, at all.
Well, then maybe what they're hoping for here is because he is visiting New Orleans, and I think that would be a bigger role for him. Playing that Mark Ingram role to Alvin Kamara or with Alvin Kamara. But I think the idea would be, you're not going to get so many reps that your body wears down. Like, can you stay healthy enough for 7 carries a game? Can you do that? And I think that's a little lighter on his body than asking him to go 15, 20, than asking him to be a feature back. But they need depth. They need depth at O-line, especially on that interior. They got a lot of pieces that can kind of plug and play outside and inside. And I think they're still in the process of figuring out what their best five looks like. But from there, there's not a lot of quality depth on that second line. They need a little bit more depth at defensive back. Obviously, their starters are ironclad. Nobody is overtaking X and Byron zones. But as we saw last year, if one or both of them goes down, it is not a good look. It's not a good look. Then you got not Nick Needham. You've got Noah Benogany and who playing outside corner. Maybe you bounce Needham out there.
I thought you signed. I thought you were going to play.
No, man. Maybe after this media combine. I don't know. We got to get that scheduled first. I'll try to work on my 40 time.
They're really going to do a media combine. Are they really going to do a media combine? All we're going to have are twist pulls and all kinds of injuries. And yeah, I hope the Dolphins make people sign waivers because people are going to fall, but they're going to be falling down left and right in a media combine.
If not, if anything happens, if I pull anything, I want that world-class treatment at that facility. On site. Please don't send me to urgent care. I need that professional grade rehab. But no, I don't think they're doing a media combine. I think it was a joke that Jalen Waddle kind of floated. I would do a media flag football game though, or basketball game. Like let's do something.
By the way, we in training camp years ago, we in between the two-a-days, we would play basketball always. That used to the Meteors used to do that 15, 20 years ago, 25 years ago. We'd all get together in between the two-a-days and play basketball out there in Nova. But yeah, those days are gone, bro. I don't even know if there's a lot of camaraderie between everybody on the beat and stuff like that. How is it with you guys on the road? Do you guys hang out with each other or what?
Yeah, for the most part, there's usually a media dinner. Thinking back to last year, me personally, I think I linked up with the guys in Buffalo our last night there. I generally kind of do my own thing, or I have people in the city that I'm going to see. But I've gone to dinner. Went to dinner with Daniel and Omar in Nashville. Hung out with Daniel in Vegas as well. Like so it's not like everybody just kind of like scatters when we're on the road. My idea is, as much as I like you guys, I do see you like every day. So my Saturdays on the road, I like to spend either with whatever friends I have in that city, or I just like to explore, by myself. I like to just walk around the city, and like it's fun to me. It's a blessing that I get paid to travel the country, man. So it's not like I'm like stressed, like, oh my God, what's Joe and Hal, and where can I meet up with David? And like it's not that like I don't want to see them. It's just that like I got kind of other priorities on that Saturday, and I'm gonna see y'all on Sunday and Monday and Wednesday and Thursday and Friday and the next Sunday. You know what I'm saying? Like I think there's camaraderie through repetition.
Okay.
But I couldn't make it the other night, but a couple guys went out to the Panthers game for game one. So it's not, I play golf with Cam, every now and then, hang out with Soffit a lot. So it's I would say in media, man, especially just like this, our field of work, we get a whole bunch of free time, especially during the season. We have weird hours. So I think a lot of our friends come from within the industry. Like I maybe know.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I maybe know 3 people in the city that have nothing to do with work. That just met either organically or just outside of work itself. But
they're all women, right?
No comment.
Yeah, I figured that. Which is a smart move on your part, of course. But there you go. What are you drinking, bro? What is that?
Oh, this was some swag we got from the Miami Grand Prix campus tour yesterday.
Oh,
big old.
So it's
it's
like a what's that called? A thermos water bottle?
Yeah, basically, yeah. It keeps it whatever temperature you want it to be at for a while. Help me stay hydrated. It's ever since I feel like I haven't gotten sick much the past 2 years, and I just got over a cold. It's this past couple weeks ago, so I'm trying to stay hydrated.
Nature B, bro. Nature B. Get those 2 golden capsules. You better get some Nature B.
I think I actually got some in the cabinet. Might just build a little immune system up. Make sure we stay strong. Now that I don't want to say we're living mask free. I'll put a mask on whenever I'm asked to, but it's not the same as 2020 or 2021. We're a little looser now. Yeah. But yeah, and man, I gotta say that campus over there looks insane. It is, as they said, they want it uniquely Miami, and that thing is Miami as like AF, man. Like beaches, fake sand, cabanas, trees.
F1 goes all out,
bright colors. Yeah. Oh my goodness, it was like I couldn't believe what I was seeing, man. And the race only lasts like an hour and a half long. I don't know how anybody would. You have to plan it out like Disney World, dude. Like the night before, you have to say, okay, I want to go to the Pallet Club, then I want to go to the Hard Beach Club, I want to go to the Mercedes-Benz Lounge, I want to do this, that. Like I want to see the boats, I want to take a gondola ride. Like there's so much to do there, man. It's like an amusement park. And I got to talk to Tom Garfinkel a few days ago.
Garfinkel's been
That's exactly what he wanted.
Yeah.
And there's a lot more. He's trying to get a World Cup final here, trying to get a national championship back here. Man, that is it's looking like the mecca of professional sports, of sporting events and sporting venues in America. It might be that. It might be that.
Yeah, it's. I'm not surprised. F1 goes all the way, and I want to come back here next year here in Vegas because they're going to have the F1 race here in Vegas. Can you imagine Miami and Vegas? God bless. You know that they'll go all out for that. You better ask ESPN to give you the assignment in Vegas.
I think that might.
You say, hey, listen, I did the F1 in Miami. I'm ready to go. I am your guy in Vegas. And so I suggest that you kick ass this weekend covering the race. And then you say, hey, I'm ready to cover the Vegas one when you guys need me. And that's it. And you're set.
I think we have like 30 other reporters who are closer to Vegas that might get the nod over me. But maybe I could be the F1 liaison for
Elbow them out of there, bro. Get them out of there.
Man, I wouldn't really love it if
I'll full back. I'll clear the way for you, bro. I'll make sure you get the assignment.
If Brady came from Seattle to cover F1 Miami and I didn't get credentialed, I would probably be disgruntled. So I'm not going to do that. But I could definitely help out and tell them, what to expect. Because this has just been, matter of fact, I got to head back over there in about an hour or so for a workshop.
But by the way, who the hell is the ESPN? Who the hell is the ESPN NFL Nation reporter for the Raiders?
Paul Gutierrez.
Oh, so Paul will get it. Okay.
Yeah,
he is. By the way, Paul is Mr. Raider. By the way, he is Mr. Raider, bro.
I'm sure the Raiders are going to be all out. They got to try to outdo the Dolphins' involvement in this. So I'm sure it's going to be a big to do over there. So no, it's going to be crazy though, man. Like this is. I haven't seen a whole bunch of F1 tracks. I think I've seen Austin's or driven by it off the toll road, but this is just. It's unreal, man. It is unreal. If you can, the money's even remotely in your way, you gotta drive by it. You gotta go see. I mean, there's a section where they're crossing whatever that street is fresh off the toll road. Like when you get off of exit X, whatever, to get to the stadium.
Right.
They literally cross the street right there. Like I'm assuming that street's gonna be blocked off during the race. It has to be. But like they cross a real thoroughfare. They go under the underpass. They're going under the turnpike. Like it is just under the gondola. Like imagine taking the gondola, looking down, and you got an entire race going on below. It's just it is indescribable, man. I've got so many photos, and like having to limit it to I think 8 that I tweeted was almost impossible.
Freaking cool. Looking forward to it. Should be a lot of fun. Follow him on Twitter at Marcel_LJ. Catch his work at ESPN, covering the Miami Dolphins and covering this weekend's F1 race here in South Florida. Marcel, thank you for giving us the edge, my friend. We will catch up next week.
Yeah, absolutely. See you Monday.
You got it. You now have the edge.
old show.